This is Stamps Talk.
Welcome to another edition of a Stamps Talk here on News Talk 770. I am your host, Joe McFarland, along with one of the guys who you could call an unsung hero. You've been around a little while now. We always hear about receivers and quarterbacks and running backs, but if this guy's name's not mentioned in the news, it's probably a good thing, isn't it? Being the long snapper, as long as you're doing your job, ball's getting into the hands of the punter, the field goal kickers, they're able to get the kickoff. Talk a little about your job, and you didn't really actually dream of being a long snapper, did you, when you were a kid growing up?
No, I definitely did not dream or think that I'd be long snapping, but when I was in college, I realized that not too many people do it really well and consistently, and I figured that's something I could try and put my work ethic behind, and 14 professional seasons later, it's what keeps me in the game.
Talk a little bit about the art form of being a long snapper. Is it something that just repetition and creates perfection in a sense? What is it that makes you tick?
I would say on the physical sense, it's repetition. It's learning the actual technique, the skill, and being comfortable, learning how to do it consistently over time, developing your muscle memory and all that. But psychologically, there's a huge component that's really hard to teach, and that's why a lot of guys are really good in practice, and then you get to a game situation and it becomes a little bigger than them. And I've had the fortune of learning over time and being in many situations over the course of my career that but I'm not going to say that I've faced it all so far, but I've been in championship games, snow games, rain games, gale force wind games, and those are all things that affect your psyche. I've snapped with knee injuries, a hand in a cast. I've sort of run a gamut of some pretty tough tests of my mettle, and every time you get through one of those trials, you become that more confident in what you're able to do, and sort of that fear that a lot of guys might experience when they're going out in the field, you can diminish it, or you can at least get yourself into a positive self-talk mode.
Now, when you've seen a couple of punters in your day here with the Stampeders, do you change your approach when you have a different kicker behind you, or do you keep the same approach and make the kicker kind of change their approach to how they handle the snap from you to them?
For the most part, what I do is pretty consistent, and it's a closed skill. It's snap the ball back 15 yards on a punt, snap it 7 and a little bit on a field goal. But there are little nuances. Each guy likes it at a little different height or whatnot, and I try to be as accommodating as possible. I've had the opportunity to work with Burke Dales in my time here, Rob Maver, and on the kicking end, Sandro DeAngelis and Rene Paredes, and even Rob Maver when he was kicking. And every one of those guys either broke a record, was an all-star, and done some great things. And, our unit works well together, and we've had some fantastic holders too. So, and you have to develop a chemistry.
There you go, right from the horse's mouth, so to speak. That's Randy Chevrier, long-time long snapper for your Calgary Stampeders. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Stamps Talk here on News Talk 770. We'll see you next time.
At Jack Carter's, every customer scores a touchdown. Canada's #1 truck and Cadillac dealer. Thank you, Stamps fans.